Hooray for Hollywood. Oh my goodness. Hello, I'm Stan the Movie Man, and this is my review of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. TMNT 2, if you want to refer to it that way, stars Megan Fox, Will Arnett, Stephen Amell, yes, from Arrow, which you probably already knew, Laura Linney, Tyler Perry, and many, many more. It is the story of the four mutated brothers who live in the sewers of New York, and their fight against Shredder, an Asian bad guy who has a group, a gang called the Foot Clan that does his bidding. He's being transferred to a prison when the convoy is attacked by the Foot Clan, led by a Dr. Baxter Stockman. Now he's doing it from remotely because he's not really the muscle, he's the brains. Dr. Stockman has been working with Shredder on a plan to escape. But what none of them realizes is there is a third person-ish involved in the plans, a guy named Krang, who is some sort of transdimensional space alien who lives in the stomach of a robot. Yeah, I know, sounds weird, but he has this portal device to transfer his ship in pieces to Earth, and he plans on taking over the Earth with Shredder's help. And Shredder's all for it because he's all about power and control and all of that. The brothers are at odds with each other over the fact that they have to hide in the shadows, if you will. April O'Neil is, of course, still enlisting their services when she needs them. And there is the addition of a guy named Casey Jones, who was part of the guard detail when Shredder got busted out, and he's trying to find these two other escaped prisoners named Rocksteady and Bebop. Bebop played by Gary Anthony Williams, and Rocksteady played by the professional wrestler Sheamus. Through various machinations, Rocksteady and Bebop get transformed into these warthog and rhinoceros monsters. I know, if you didn't know anything about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you'd think I was on acid. But really, I'm not. It's an actual movie. It's not a terribly good movie. Michael Bay is the producer. Bombast is about as subtle as the movie gets. Stephen Amell is a nice addition, although he's a little too, I don't know, he seems a little too eager, I guess, in his role as Casey. And April O'Neil just looks pretty. Megan Fox, that is. Will Arnett is his snarky self, and he is playing up his role in the original capture of Shredder because the Turtles want him to take all the credit since they, are supposed to be secret and everything. It's just silly, loud, and it... if you're a huge fan of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, it probably scratches that itch you have. But again, it's one of those, all the CG action, especially when multiple CG characters are battling, as in the Titanic final action scene, it becomes difficult to tell what exactly is going on because all the CG sort of just seems to morph into one blob. It's fine, it's funny in places, and it's very silly. The addition of Bebop and Rocksteady, a couple of fan favorites from the TV show, they are mostly comic relief, although they are Shredder's muscle. Krang is just disgusting because he's covered in this goo, and the little brain portion that lives in the center of the robot comes out, and he's got this mucus all over him. It's I don't know. Unless you're a serious fan of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and just can't live without seeing this movie, I think I'd let this one go because it's just silly, and there's enormous amounts of technobabble they don't even begin to try to explain about the portal device or pretty much anything else. Granted, I know it's based on a comic book about mutated turtles, so I get it. Explaining the science is not at the top of their list, but it should at least sound like it might make sense. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Out of the Shadows, I'm going to give it 2 stars. Go to StanTheMovieMan.com to read my complete review. You can follow me on Twitter at MovieManStan and send emails stanthemovieman@comcast.net. Till next time, toodles.